Alright, here we go with today's video. Hopefully you guys are all having a fantastic day. Let's get straight into the video. No fluffing about today. As you guys can tell, today is going to be a mock draft because the lottery was when I'm recording this yesterday. So yeah, the lottery has just been done. Some surprises did happen in the order. The Knicks fell probably more than they should have. Same with Detroit. The Hornets got quite lucky. Same with the Warriors had a 14% chance. They were almost guaranteed. Look, Timberwolves got nice and lucky with getting the #1 pick. This draft class isn't exactly the let's just say it's not exactly the deepest, in my opinion anyway. There is probably going to be a few guys that are going to step up and really flourish in the NBA. Personally, I just don't think this draft class is as strong as previous classes. But it comes and goes. That's the thing with draft classes. Some draft classes are really good and some are quite bad. So we'll find out once these players make it to the NBA. We're going to go through the mock draft. I've made sure everyone's got the right picks. We're only going to be doing the lottery. We're not going to go past the lottery just because otherwise this would be an hour-long video, and I'm pretty sure you guys don't want an hour-long video. So I do control every single team, and we will pick up the best players available. Not the best players, who I think that team should be drafting. First off, we do have the Minnesota Timberwolves. They have D'Angelo Russell, Karl Anthony Towns. Those two are their two guys that they've got literally no one else. I mean, they've got Myleague Beasley, I'm pretty sure they've got, who's a decent, I'd say, 5th option on a championship team. I think they would probably go after a shooting guard because they've got a point guard and a center. They don't have any need for LaMelo Ball or James Wiseman. I think Anthony Edwards would be perfect. He's 6'5". He can probably play the small forward as well. I think he would fit nicely in the Timberwolves. I think Timberwolves should pick up Anthony Edwards. The Golden State Warriors have the 2nd pick, and I'm gonna say that they're probably gonna go after someone such as James Wiseman because they have no need for LaMelo. They've got Clay and Steph. They don't need LaMelo. Obi Toppin, they have Clay and Andrew Wiggins. They don't need Obi Toppin. Onyeka, they've got Draymond Green. So I think a center, it makes sense. If James Wiseman doesn't go #1, he'll probably go #2 to the Golden State Warriors, and I think the Warriors should pick up James Wiseman. That should probably, that will fill their void in at center. Even though no matter what, James Wiseman is going to be a good player for the Warriors because, he is a center, and the Warriors desperately need a starting center. The Charlotte Hornets here, they could really use almost any position. I mean, they've got Devontae Graham. That's the thing. I don't see LaMelo Ball going any further than 5, but personally, I think the Hornets should invest more time into Devontae Graham because I have a feeling he can be like a Kemba Walker type player. That sounds funny considering he's drafted by the Hornets and stuff, but I see Devontae Graham as like a 6'1" point guard who can develop into a Kemba Walker. He is an elite shooter. He's great. He's just everything that you want out of a point guard, and I don't think it makes sense to go after a LaMelo Ball. Yeah, so that's why I think that the Charlotte Hornets would be getting Obi Toppin. That's just what I think. Obi Toppin would fit the Hornets well. It would be very good to see Obi go to the Hornets. Now, the Chicago Bulls have the next pick, and guess what? They don't need another point guard. They don't need a point guard. However, they've got Zach LaVine as well. So I do see them going after a power forward such as Onyeka. Because Onyeka could potentially bloom into something very, very good, and Onyeka Okongwu is very good defender. I think he would fit him very well with Wendell Carter Jr. and Onyeka and Wendell Carter front court seems like it would be pretty dang good. So I think Onyeka would probably be very nice for them. So yeah, I think the Bulls would go after someone such as an Onyeka Okongwu. I don't think I said that correctly, but it is what it is. Now, the Cavaliers, they're going to go and take the risk and probably draft LaMelo Ball. They did just draft Darius Garland. They do have Colin Sexton. I think the Cavaliers would potentially, if LaMelo Ball fell this far down, I do see the Cavs going after LaMelo Ball just because, it's the Cavs. LaMelo's an oversized point guard, so he could even be moved to, say, the shooting guard, even though they've got Colin Sexton. That definitely means that if LaMelo outplays Darius Garland, then Darius could potentially get traded. The Atlanta Hawks, they do not need a point guard. They've got their starting point guard in Trae Young. They do, however, need a center, and who's the best available center? Pardon me, they do not need a center. They need a shooting guard, And the best available shooting guard here is Josh Green. Yeah, I think because Atlanta need a shooting guard, they've got Trae Young, DeAndre Hunter, John Collins, and Clint Capella. They do need a starting shooting guard, and that would just make him even better. I think Josh Green would be perfect for them. A good shooting guard that could be paired alongside Trae Young. I do see potential Josh Green could potentially improve a lot on defense to make up for Trae's lack of defensive abilities. The Detroit Pistons, they're going to go ahead and draft Cole Anthony. Yes, they have Derrick Rose, but if they're going to embrace the rebuild and try and be a little bit bad, get a good couple of picks and try and build a championship team, Cole Anthony would be their point guard of the future. That's just personally what I think, because I have a feeling that the Pistons are going to be trading away Derrick Rose in the offseason or early in the season. The New York Knicks. Now, I do see the Knicks picking up a player such as Nico Mannion. Like, if they went for a Nico Mannion, that would mean they'd have about 14 point guards on their 16, 17 man roster. So I don't know if they would go after Nico Mannion. So I think a player such as Vernon Carey or Isaiah Stewart would probably be best. I'm going to say Vernon Carey over Isaiah Stewart. He's an interior finisher. I mean, they've got Julius Randle, haven't they? Julius can play the 3. He can play the 3. Vernon Carey could even play the 5 if needed. How tall is he? He's 6'10". Yeah, I think Vernon Carey would be drafted by the Knicks. The Knicks do have a poor... they're pretty poor when it comes to development, but I do see the Knicks making a move for another big, because they do need big. So maybe they could have gone a shooting guard, but I mean, I'd be happy if they got Vernon Carey. The Washington Wizards. They need themselves a big for sure. I mean, Thomas Bryant is nice. Probably even, you don't need, unless you're going to trade away John Wall, which I don't see them doing, trading away Bradley Beal. They could potentially do that. If they did that, they could probably even go Tyrese Maxey and then trade away Bradley Beal. As if they're like the Pistons, instead of, if they're sick of being mediocre, maybe they could go like that. But potentially, just by their roster right now, I'm going to say they need a power forward, and Isaiah Stewart would be perfect for them. They need themselves a power forward. They can move Rui Hachimura to the 3, and and then they have Thomas Bryant at the 5, Bradley Beal at the 2, and John Wall at the 1. So hopefully that could potentially work out. The Phoenix Suns here, they need themselves a point guard. I mean, they've got Ricky Rubio. Yeah, you know what? Or a power forward. I'm going Nico Mannion for the Phoenix Suns. Even though Devin Booker has developed nicely in his passing game, Nico Mannion would be very good for the Phoenix Suns and potentially give them a very good starting point guard going into next season. The San Antonio Spurs. Now, they've got DeJounte Murray, Derek White. They're probably going to lose. Oh, they might re-sign DeMar DeRozan. They've got LaMarcus Aldridge. So they could probably go a power forward or a center. I think, or even, yeah, they definitely don't need guards. I think if they went for a power forward or something like that, that could potentially work out for them. However, Denny Advidja, I can't pronounce his name, it would still be on the table, and if he was, I think the Spurs would take him. I think they would develop him nicely. It's the San Antonio Spurs. No matter what pick they're going to make, it's going to turn out good for them. Have you seen freaking Lonnie Walker and all that start, booming? It's been crazy. I love watching the Spurs play just because they're young players. I love Spurs rebuilds, man. I love Spurs. So the Sacramento Kings here, they definitely don't need a point guard. They got Marvin Bagley, who could play the 4. Daniel Otoro, they needed themselves a starting center. Daniel Otoro could be that for them. Move Marvin Bagley back to the 4. They could potentially even get a 3 or something. They have Buddy Hield at the 2. It should be nice and fun there. With 2 more picks here, we've got the New Orleans Pelicans. They really could use just about any position. The Pelicans could really either do with a power forward or a shooting guard. So, RJ Hampton, if he was still here, I'd probably take RJ Hampton if I was the Pelicans, because RJ could probably play off ball, could play 2. That could work out for the Pelicans. I mean, it would be worth the risk, considering they've got Zion, Lonzo, Brandon Ingram. It'd be worth the risk. And the Boston Celtics, with the last pick in the draft lottery, would probably go with one of the most, probably need a big man. Let's just say that. They need a big man for sure. And if someone like a Charles Bassey or even a Nick Richards was still here, they'd probably take that, because all I need is a defensive center. And I think someone like that would work out all right. So that's the draft lottery there, guys. That's what I think could potentially go down. Let's just say this. I didn't put a whole lot of thought into it. I kind of was doing it as I go. So if there was parts there that are wrong or something like that are just, let's say you don't agree with, let me know down in the comments. I think my top 5 is pretty dang good. I only know like the top elite, top tier draft prospects. Once we started getting down to like 8 and to 14, I don't really know too much about those prospects. Potentially, I did notice Denny fell to 11 in my draft. That he could even potentially be boosted up into the top 10. It just depends on how teams want to draft. As you guys know, there are teams that could potentially go for someone crazy or someone worse. So you never know when it comes to the NBA draft. So yeah, just a quick summary of what I think potentially could happen. Timberwolves take Anthony Edwards, Warriors take James Wiseman, Hornets take Obi Toppin, Bulls take Onyeka Okongwu, Cavs take LaMelo, Josh Green goes to the Hawks, Pistons take Cole Anthony, Knicks take Vernon Carey, Isaiah Stewart go to the Wizards, Nico Mannion to the Suns, Denny goes to the Spurs, the Kings take on Atoro, Pelicans take on RJ Hampton, and Celtics take Nick Richards. That's just what I think. That's just what I thought going into this little quiet, nice little video here. Let me know what you guys think. Give me your top 14 to 15 picks down in those comments below. I'm interested to see what you guys think. Let me know of your opinions of the lottery. If your team got screwed over or not, let me know down there as well. But that's going to do it for today's video. Hopefully you guys all have enjoyed it. If you did, please be sure to hit the like button down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. It's a little bit different of a video today, so hopefully you guys enjoyed it. That's for sure. Let me know once again down in the comments. I appreciate all the feedback you guys give me, so be sure to leave a comment with what you think about the video, and leave a like if you enjoyed it. Really, that really does help. But that's gonna do it, guys. I'll catch you guys tomorrow.